it looks like we're having a repetition of what happened with the Chibok girls before now. Now, the abduction of the 25 Kebbi girls that happened yesterday around 4 a.m. And so going forward, we also have the case of the naval officer who stood his ground in with Nyesom Wike's case, being accused of not showing or identifying himself when the police asked for his identification and reasons why he covered his plate number. This and many more will be seen on the newspaper review today on TAF TV. I am your host, Austin Precious Chidima, and with me I have one of the best analysts in town by the name Mr. Achamansi Prosper. It is nice to have you here, Mr. Achamansi Prosper.
Thank you very much, man.
So how do you see the hot weather today?
I'm boiling. The weather, the heat, is unbearable. But we know, it's that time of the year when the weather gets hot. But we'll get used to it as Nigerians.
All right, thank you so much. Now we'll be diving into the newspapers for today. We have the Vanguard newspaper. How bandits kidnapped 25 Kebbi schoolgirls. Now this can be seen in page 5 of the newspaper. Justice must never be for sale. Now this can be seen in page 9 of the newspaper. Pope warns against escalating violence, persecution against Christians in Nigeria. Now this can be seen in page 8 of the newspaper. Tension as fiction battle for one data secretariat. Now this can be seen in page 26 of the newspaper. Tension in Enugu committee as Governor Kingsmen protest alleged military invasion. Now this can be seen in page 8 of the newspaper. Taraba Speaker, 15 PDP assembly members defect to APC. Now this can be seen in page 13 of the newspaper. Apabio, Max Suhu, others mourn as media icon Dan dies at 81. Now this can be seen in page 7 of the newspaper. So before I ask you about this Kebbi girls, I would like to talk about it in a very brief and straightforward way, because it is obviously a play out for the genocide of the Christians that is going on. I mean, we already know that they are investigating Nigeria for Christian genocide. It is looking so much as if the government is trying to make it look like the Northerners are also the Muslims are also being killed. That is what it's looking like. Going forward with the fact that a lot has happened, the fact that a Christian girl who schools in the north just posted something on their platform and then she was stoned to death, and many other things about the north and the Muslims and the Christian genocide at all. Now we are having this Chibok girls issue. The fact that the Nigerian government cannot protect the girl child is still a problem when it comes to perpetrators raping girls and now being abducted. And from what we gathered, the vice principal died during the process. May the gentle soul rest in peace. But the Nigerian government needs to work on their security, because it is very, very bad and terrible. So what's your opinion on it?
Well, this incident, when I heard about it, I was speechless, because this is also the repetition of the Chibok girls when Jonathan's administration was in power. The Nigerians kept on imposing the blame on Jonathan, on his administration, saying that his security was so loosened that they were not tightened up. And now we are seeing it in Tinubu's administration. These girls, like one would say, they went to school, and this happens to be a boarding house. They went to school for education, and all of a sudden, we are hearing that some of them have been adopted. And something the governor of Kebbi State said. He said that there was a first-hand intel about this attack, and security personnel were sent to that location. But these security personnel decided to take a break. So just within the 30 minutes they were taking this break, that was when this attack happened. So, like, you also blame this on the security of our nation, in the sense that if these security men were at alert, at least it shouldn't be that all of them left. At least there should be some persons to keep guard. And it was within the period they left that this attack, because they say these people had sophisticated weapons. And this sums it up to 100 and up to 1,500 students that have been adopted in this country. Because it keeps on, like, there are some that we didn't even hear about. And this one has come to the limelight today, that 25 students were adopted. So, my dear, when you look at this thing, it all boils down to the same thing the US is talking about terrorism in this country. So, the government should look, although we heard that security personnel are on ground searching the nearby forest and all that. But I just, like, our government should do something about the security issue before them. It will get to them in the upper echelon, whereby them they will no longer be safe with their security or personnel or security aids. That's my take on this.
All right, thank you so much for that, Mr. Prosper. Now over to the next newspaper, we have the Daily Sun. Shutdown looms at PDP's headquarters. Now this can be seen in page 6 of the newspaper, where we see Wike's men plan parallel both NEC meetings at the same venue. Now we can also see tension in Enugu community as Governor Mamba's Kingsmen protest alleged military invasion. Now this can be seen in page 27 of the newspaper. Justice mustn't be for sale, Tinubu urges judges. Now this can be seen in the news. You are a madman who should be kept in the zoo. Fayose hits Obasanjo. Now this can be seen in page 26 of the newspaper. Farmer predicts tough 2026, huge losses over food import waiver. Now this can be seen in page 25 of the newspaper. Wike and rule of law by JP Dandu, SAN. Now this can be seen in page 20 of the newspaper. So, Mr. Prosper, we could see here that in respect to the convention and the suspension and the expulsion of most of the politicians in the PDP party, now we are seeing that there is a shutdown loom at the PDP's headquarters and that Wike's men are planning a meeting. Now, what is your take on this?
Well, before I talk about this issue which you just mentioned, I just want to, there's something you read about Ayo Fayose, an ex-governor, calling or making a statement that a former president, Olusegun Obasanjo, should be kept in the zoo. I thought the Yorubas are so called with respect. Why is this man referring to an elder statesman like that he should be kept in the zoo? A former president of this country. And like, Nigeria is just funny, but enough of that. Let me just talk about what you asked me, which is about the PDP showdown that looms at the PDP National Secretariat. Currently, as we are speaking, there is a meeting being held at the Wadata's Plaza Secretariat in Abuja, where the fraction led by the newly elected chairmanship fraction of the People's Democratic Party, being led by the Turaki, who was recently elected during their convention at Ibadan. And there's also another meeting going on with the Wike's fraction and those that were suspended at the Ibadan convention. So this is what we are seeing, because currently we are hearing that security personnel are on ground. PDP, I keep on saying it, PDP should come together and dialogue. PDP should come together and dialogue. Let them become one. This shows a lot about, this shows the bad side of PDP. Currently, we are seeing that 15 lawmakers have left the PDP in Taraba State. And PDP still doesn't want to learn their lesson. Is it when they lose many political seats in this country that they will be able to sit down and come to a compromise and get to talk things out with these other people that we are suspending. Suspending them keeps on raising chaos in this country. Someone would say, like, I heard somebody saying that this could still be the APC administration's APC issue, that it could still be that the APC at once. But I dispute the fact that it's anything that concerns APC. It's just something of personal interest. I don't want this person to be the head of the party. I don't want this person to be the head of the party. That's what I'm just saying. So PDP should just try to resolve their issues, because, like I keep on saying, 2027 is not far again.
All right, thank you so much for that, Mr. Prosper. To add to this, I would say that the PDP are not prepared for the 2027 election, and that the fact that they continue to fight makes them childish and not prepared or planned or even have a mapped out strategy for the 2027 election. And it has also brought down the morale on their own side, because nobody will believe anybody that comes out from their party. I mean, with the constant fights, how then would you be able to work together to build a greater nation? Now over to the next newspaper, we have the Guardian newspaper. Genocide, US lawmaker alleged Tinubu lying, protecting own interests. Now this can be seen in page 3 of the newspaper. Declining food price, FEMA Naira pull inflation to 15% national target. Now this can be seen in page 6 of the newspaper. PDP crisis may consume 2 governors, others as faction fit parallel meeting. Now this can be seen in page 3. Security fears deepen over school girls abduction. Slying General Ahmed new assault. Obasanjo Fayose trades words over birthday fallout. Now this can be seen in page 4 of the newspaper. 16 Taraba PDP lawmakers join APC ahead of CAFEX. Now this can be seen in page 30 of the newspaper. So Mr. Prosper, we can see here that the genocide, US lawmakers allege Tinubu's lying, protecting over own interests. So what's your take on this, with the fact of everything that has been happening when it comes to the Christian killing and all of that?
Well, let's start with the statement that I don't know if I'm pronouncing the name well, but really Moore, a congressman in the US, made, where he said that the president, Tinubu, is lying and he's trying to protect his own personal interests because of and he said this because of the statement which the president made earlier, that there was nothing like Christian genocide in Nigeria, that Nigeria has this religious tolerance whereby every religion was tolerated, and that the killing was a general terrorism and terrorism attacks in this country. But we can see that a lot of persons are coming out saying that there is genocide in this country. We also heard the Bishop of Nsukka, Bishop Ona, where he asked that, okay, although they are saying that Christians and Muslims are being killed equally, but check how many churches have been burnt down in this nation. That if you check to the ratio of Christians that have been killed and the ratio of Muslims, that it is 1 Muslim to 5 Christians that have been killed in this country. And we're also hearing that the US has already set up an investigation on this genocide issue. And with the Bishop of Makurdi will be talking after the investigation, that he will bring his own findings and his own statements to this meeting. And some other persons in Nigeria that will also be present there. I've also heard that a renowned musician by name Nicki Minaj will also be talking on this, where they will be talking about the Christian genocide, and after that the president of the United States of America, Trump, will take a decision. And for me, I would say that there is a Christian genocide, because look at it. Although they said, when Moore spoke earlier on the news this morning, where he said that although these things were being carried out mostly in the northeast of Nigeria, that proves, like, when you look at those things, you see that churches no longer exist there. And he also spoke about a law, a blaspheming law in this nation, whereby he said that there was a man by name Sunday something that was sentenced to death, a farmer in this country that was sentenced to death for defending himself against these terrorists. So those are one of the things that the US are seeing, and are saying that there is a Christian genocide in this country.
All right, thank you so much for that. Well, I could remember when Jonathan was on the seat, where persons like the current president of Nigeria and many others appealed to the US concerning the killing of the Christians here in Nigeria, and asked for protection. And it feels like it's the time when Tinubu is on seat that the United States have decided to fight the genocide of Christians in Nigeria. But the truth remains this: if they find it's true that the genocide in Nigeria on Christians are true, then we should prepare ourselves for the things that are to happen. Because, I mean, if the killing continues, what else are they planning to do? Are they trying to convert everybody into Muslim, or are they trying to convert everybody into another religion? Because the continuous killing of Christians puts fear in the minds of Christians here in Nigeria. And that's all we have for you on the newspaper review on TAF TV today. I remain your host, Austin Precious Chidima, and thank you, Mr. Prosper, for having us today.
The pleasure is all mine.
Please, we would love to get your opinions in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye.